Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Corn and I'm up in the craft room. I remember I've been reorganizing it and I've spent so much time on it and donating quite a few items and then to my local thrift store, and then because they help me, I help them, and then they help the community, and then doing just trying to figure out what I want where, because now that I'm not 100% paper crafting, I need to have one area that well, 1.5 really, area with sewing and everything because of the gnomes. And doing this day after day after day, I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm not having fun anymore. And when I get to that point, I need to take a step back. And that's what I did. And when I take a step back, I usually craft. Because, all that work that you do every day, whether you work outside of home or work in the home, and especially with the pandemic, most people do both constantly now. For me, if there's extra time, I just want to craft. Plus, if you're crafting for holidays and stuff like that, as you know, you have a deadline, And I always think the beginning of the year is just like boom, 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 holiday-wise. So I thought, let me start on some gnomes. And if I start on gnomes, I'm going to finish them before I go back to what I started in the first place. And I've got 4. And what I did is just pulled some socks from my stash. And you all might remember them from hauls. And they're for little ones. 2 of the sock pairs are from, for really not babies, but toddlers. And then the other 2 aren't far above that. So, and there's not a whole lot I can show you yet, except this will be for the cat lover. And there's the start of that, and it's going to have this hat in white to pick up the white and the cat, and gloves. I'm still putting gloves on my gnomes at this point, but I'm thinking of Easter too, but not with the cat one, unless unless someone just loves cats so much to give them a gnome on Easter that's cat oriented. I think that would be a good thing. Here's another one. These 2 are the ones that are for the children that aren't too tiny. This hat and gloves. And I made this hat a little longer because it's going to go over like so. I think. That's what I have in mind. But I change things up as things progress. This little one, this is one for the tiny ones. This one, I want it to be a bee lover, but the base is pink. So I went ahead. This is a peachy pink fleece, but that's because here's what the skirt is going to be. You all probably remember this fabric with the bunny rabbits, and very shabby chic. And this pink is definitely a peachy pink, so that's why I went with this instead of a different pink. I tried my pink fleeces, and that's what came up the best with this. And this is going to be the skirt that this one wears. And then, let me get this one. You all probably remembered when that fabric came out, so did this one. Okay, isn't that cute? And so what happens, let me put this one over here. What happens is with this one, it's also for a little one. Look how small. That's going to have this hat and then this skirt on like so. And because I'm still so in love with making gnomes, having so much fun. It's work, but it's also fun. So lots of time, that's for sure, involved. But it's just so much fun. And when I'm working with cotton, it needs to be ironed, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people with cotton can just flip it over and hot glue it and everything for their, so you won't have a rough edge. But I've been sewing for so many years that I'm going to go ahead and get out my iron and steam it. You know, I steam them so that I'll be happy with them. And so those are my skirts. And I thought I'd bring you guys up here in the craft room because I don't know if you've had this problem. If you have content on your channel and you're setting up either a camera or the camera in your phone. I mean, the camera has to be involved. But I kind of laughed. I thought, well, I can't do this on my landline. There's the camera and the cell phone. For me right now, it doesn't always have to be that way, but for now. And what I had on this desk, it mounts on the desk. And whenever I do this, the whole desk will shake. See, there we go. See the desk? You know, if I'm really getting into crafting and I'm doing a video, that's distracting to me. I don't know if it's distracting to you guys, but I'm like, number one, it kind of shows that my desk is not the most expensive thing on earth, because it wasn't. Therefore, it's not the sturdiest. But it's what I want for now. I've had it, what is it, 6 months now or something like that. And it's, you know, it's okay. But I told Handsome, I said, it's kind of driving me cuckoo that it's shaky. I don't like the shaky thing. I said, I need to mount it on something else. And the thing is, there's not a lot of places around my desk, because remember, my craft room is very small. But I do have some shelves right beside me, right here. And that's where I keep a lot of, you know, a lot of my stuff, my inks and some extra papers. And oh my, it looks like a mess right now because of reorganizing. But that's where I keep a lot of stuff. And I thought, I told Handsome, we had tried the, oh no, I put a piece of paper, I put the information down on this cell phone stand and then didn't bring it upstairs. I wrote it all out. Hoot. I got it on Amazon, guys. This is not sponsored. I'm doing this because if you're like me and you're not happy with your cell phone stand when you're doing videos, you might want to give this a try. Now, this is the first time ever I'm using it, okay? Now, it's SAIJI, because at first I thought, oh, that looks like a cool W. No, it's SAIJI, and it's the model IVY, or Ivy. And, oh, I had it all written down, guys. Maybe this helps. Does this help? Let me see if you can see that. It's the Gooseneck one, and it says, you know, you can put it in the kitchen. This is the white one. It also comes in black, and it comes in rose gold. I know. I went ahead and got the white one because for me, it matches my shelves, and I'd rather, you know, even though the rose gold one would be gorgeous in here, I didn't want it to stand out that much. Do you know what I mean? So, I am going to go down and get that paper after I upload this video, and I will put in the description box more about it. I just, that's not really cool that I didn't bring that up with me. I've had a lot to do these days. So, here's the, you know, how with the reviews, it has close to 4.5 stars. And it's had a lot of sale. Right now it's 20% off. It was normally $24.99. And now it's $19.99. Now, I don't know how long that's going to stay that way, but for now it is. The cool thing is, because I've been, you know how when you search for something, you look at so many of these, because there's so many on Amazon, and you're like, oh, I don't know which one I want. And one person will tell you, it's worth every penny. It's the best I've ever owned. And then the next person will say, I hate it. Don't spend a penny on it, you know. Excuse me. It's the worst I've ever owned. Excuse me. Mercy sakes. Of course, it's a video, so I have to clear my throat. Always happens, by the way. So, for me, I was like, okay. And, you know, was it 30 days you can return it if you don't like it? So I thought, well, what if, Handsome said, what have you got to lose? So I was like, okay. He tried to talk me out of any of the gooseneck ones because I had one before and it didn't work for me. It was, it acted like the phone was too heavy for it. You know what I mean? It wasn't stable. But when I saw, they have a little video, and I would, if you're interested in this, I would definitely say, look at this video. Yes, I gave it a thumbs up and said it was helpful because it was. And the reason it was helpful to me, I don't think she was supposed to, the young lady who was working with it to position it, the gooseneck, to position it to where she wanted it. But she pulls it this way and pulls it this way and then pulls it down. And you can tell she's having a little bit of a hard time with it. You know what I mean? Even though she looks cool, you know. You could tell she's really got to. Now, I have arthritis in both hands, but more in my right. So, and of course, that's the one I use the most. But I wanted something that stiff. I wanted something that would take me quite a bit to get it where I wanted it, because I thought, while I'm doing this, I don't want, see, now here's me moving the table. Okay, I'm doing that. Not the camera moving because I've got it on the table, you know, and I've got it on the shelves, like I said, beside me. The coolest thing to me, I want this very stiff, and yes, in fact, Handsome came in and he saw me wrestling with it, and he was like, you want me to do that? And I was like, no. Oh, I'm one of those women, though. I wouldn't do it myself. I only ask if I can't. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I'm like, honey, help. But 99.9 of the times, I do it myself. And so I said, no, I've got it. And like I said, I wanted to wrestle this. I really did, so that I wouldn't worry about me being in the middle of doing something and it go boink. Because the other one I got, I forget, it was a cheap one, y'all. It was like $12.99 or something like that. And I was like, and Handsome said, you got what you paid for. And I was like, well, yeah. Because I really couldn't use it, you know. So I thought, okay, this is on sale. And she's, you know, she's cool, but you can tell she really has to pull that. And I thought, good, that's what I want. And what is really fun so far is this, because before, the one I had that mounted onto the desk, and yes, I tried putting that on the shelves too. I tried mounting that, and because of the nature of that one, it's like what I used to have on my art table. I forget what they're called, but it's not a whole lot of adjusting involved that you can do. So gravity took care of that one and it wouldn't work. But I did try it. So with this one, so far so good, guys. I maneuvered it. I'm standing up at the moment and I'm over top of it. And I would take the phone out so I can show you what it looks like. Again, if you want to really see it, look at that video. But I when one thing it does by clipping this way, my other one clipped this way, and by clipping this way, I have to position it a certain way, or I lose, or the video goes. You know, it's like it shuts off. There's one of my buttons that'll shut it off, so I'm like, uh-oh. So I like I said, first time using it, I don't feel comfortable doing that without losing you guys. So I was like, can't show them that. It looks good. The white on the white shelves looks good. I did enter the room to see what it looked like. It's kind of cool looking. It's very simplistic. You've got, it'll tell you how many inches this opens up to, but not bad. Not bad at all. Sometimes there's a problem if you have a super thick desk and you don't have that little rim around it, which I don't. Sometimes there's a problem there. And I didn't try this on the desk because I don't want anything on the desk right now. That's why I got this, is to be off of the desk, you know. So far, I personally like it, you know, so far. And if you all want me to, you know, let you know later on down the line if I still like it, I will. But so far, so good. I'm just going to put it down that way. And like I said, nobody's asked me to do this. Nobody sent this to me and said review it or anything like that. I just thought, if anybody is out there and y'all are like me, you're like, I need a new stand. This one's just not working for me. And I didn't feel guilty because I think that one, like I said, we've had the other one for like 5 years. And that's been used elsewhere too, not just for me. I think it was like this, like the $24.99. I think it was like $25, and I've definitely gotten it, my money's worth out of that baby, you know. So, but I really, I'm still holding on to it until I, you know, until I see if this is what I really want in the long run. But so far, so good. And I also wanted to tell you guys, because if you're looking for something different and you're like me, you don't want to mount it to your desk, maybe some shelves close to your desk, and or another piece of furniture or what have you, that when it's on sale, you know, if you're like me, I've always said if it's on sale, it's prettier. So I want to thank you guys so much for coming up in the craft room with me today, seeing what I'm working on, and also seeing what I'm trying out. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.